Welcome to Reality is Undefeated. I'm at Gatewood. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, hit some dogs last night, didn't I? Now, I ain't talking about them Steelers and them Chargers. I wish I'd have hit them dogs. But I hit some dogs last night. Yeah, I took a little pebble and I tossed it gently. And shortly after, all I heard was barking and hollering and whining. I grabbed my shotgun. I ran to the door because I thought it was a coyote or a mountain lion out there messing with the dogs. I came up on the dogs. I pet them. I rubbed the belly, make sure wasn't nothing poking them. Checked the paws, make sure they ain't step on no thorns. I was puzzled. So you know what us folk do. Yeah, I went to check that camera. And what I saw amazed me. That little old pebble I tossed got to hitting them dogs and ricocheting and went over the yard, hit some of the neighbors' dogs, and boy, they was hollering. Them hit dogs was hollering yesterday. Man, you should have seen it. Insane. Some of them was meowing. Some of them wasn't eating dogs, you know. They was meowing. That was amazing. Y'all caped up, didn't y'all? Yeah, I wanted to think of a name for y'all, man, but I didn't want to mess up the name of none of my superheroes, you know. I didn't want to give y'all no Avengers or nothing like that, because y'all ain't that. Y'all definitely ain't them Power Rangers. And Batman, don't even think about it. No, so until I can find a name that I like, y'all shall remain nameless. You don't have to feel ashamed about your love for vanilla milkshakes, my brothers. I like vanilla milkshakes too. Yeah, I had to go pull up where there's a whole bunch of vanilla at today. Get me a shake. I ain't want no black woman making my shake. No, I had to pull up where that vanilla at. Look how good that vanilla look. That is amazing. I woke up yesterday and I started writing. Then I began to record this 17-page essay that I wrote on a Great Migration 2.0 and why I don't think it's the move for black folks today. I'll probably reduce it down to about 9 pages when it's all said and done. It's very long, but I'll keep the meat and potatoes of it. But when I was about 7 pages in, I looked at the time and realized I had something to do, so I had to stop recording. So I grabbed my phone, because you know I record on my phone. I checked YouTube and saw that the video was taking off, and I'm like, cool. But like I said, I had something to do, so couldn't really just sit there and engage with the audience the way I like to. First and foremost, welcome to all of my new subscribers. Really appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Secondly, shout out to those who get it. Shout out to those who understood exactly what was said. Because what I don't understand is how, even with the pit bull analogies, even with me laying out the relationships that exist in my family, even with me giving the historical events, and even with me laying out the context by mentioning a previous video, the whole point flew right over a lot of y'all heads. And I started to question whether or not I laid it out properly. But then I read a few comments of people who knew exactly what I was saying, so that couldn't be it. And then it hit me. But I'll hold off on that for a second. Have y'all ever stopped to ask yourselves, why is it that over 25% of all lynchings were due to allegations of black men doing something to a white woman? Do y'all think that black men were out there messing with white women, knowing the trouble it would cause? No. Those allegations were thrown out there because the person that was creating them knew that that is what would stir up white folk more than anything. They knew they would get the exact response they were looking for. So to be in a country that we all recognize to be systemically racist, and to covet white women, the person you know the system is going to protect more than anything, and to know that the people who run the system hates seeing you with her, boy, you ain't playing with fire. You playing with electricity. You working a 480, 277 panel hot with no suit. And yeah, if you skilled enough, you know, you could pull that off and it'd be a piece of cake. But if shit go bad, shit goes bad. In fact, let's talk about shit going bad. Tiger Woods in 2009 lost endorsements with Gatorade, AT&T, Accenture, Gillette, and his video game with EA Sports was discontinued. All because he was caught cheating on his white nanny wife. What other athlete lost that much for cheating? Not assaulting, not going through a divorce, cheating. What other athlete lost sponsorships because it was publicly reported that he was cheating. But I guess that's what happens when you cheating on a white wife while you're dominating a predominantly white sport. Oh, y'all don't remember that one, huh? Okay, no problem. Ime Udoka was hired as the head coach of the Boston Celtics. In his first season, he led the Celtics to the NBA Finals, something the previous coach, Brad Stevens, couldn't do over a number of years. He couldn't get over the Eastern Conference hump. The Boston Celtics suspended him indefinitely and drug his name all through the mud because he had a consensual affair with a white woman who happened to be the wife of a team executive and who also happened to work for the Boston Celtics. The reason given was because he had an improper relationship with a staff member. So the staff member and the executive didn't have an improper relationship? But you know what? They might have been married before one of them got hired on. I'll give them that. But the relationship being consensual would imply that she had a hand in forming it also. Wouldn't she have broken the organization's rules? Shouldn't she have been fired also? Then you have brothers like Jalen Rose go on national television and give his honest thoughts and ask a fair question. If the relationship was consensual, why don't we know her name? Because it was unfair that all the other women that work for the organization were getting their names dragged into it when they had nothing to do with it. He was made to come back on television and apologize during a commercial break. And then they went back to commercial break. Even Nia Long came out and spoke against the Boston Celtics for making that information public. They wanted to railroad that man. But look at him now. Look at him now. He getting paper over there coaching the Houston Rockets, a team that won all of 22 games last year. They've already won 15 games, and they have 55 left to go. As a Celtic fan, I'm glad that brother doing well. I'm glad he bounced back. But none of this would have happened if he didn't desire that vanilla shake. Man, that's good. Oh, and let's talk about Mel Tucker losing $80 million in the position of head football coach at Michigan State. I've made a lot of stupid decisions in my life. A lot of them. But none of them come anywhere near close to this. You know her story. You know what her work is. You know what she's passionate about. Why would you put yourself in this position? Oh, it's because the desire is something he could not control. I paid $3.14 to enjoy this vanilla milkshake. He paid $80 million to fantasize about it. And he had a wife at home that could have done more than that for him. But this milkshake is good. But it's not like they don't know this. These brothers are just as old, if not older than I am. They know how America protects white women. Hell, I told y'all a story a couple weeks back about the little Hispanic girl found dead on the side of the middle school. Had that been a white girl found dead on the side of a middle school with bruises all over her body, her story would still be on CNN. I haven't heard anything about that Hispanic girl since. They seen a Central Park 5. They saw how those boys' faces were plastered all over the news and how the city prosecuted those boys over what happened to that woman of a certain background. 13 years later, their names were finally cleared. If you are going to piss on me and call it rain, at least make sure it's of a well-hydrated concentration. And Brother Chatelco, I thought your account got hacked yesterday with that nonsense you posted. I thought your account got hacked. I wasn't talking about nothing but one woman. Y'all heard me said 2 of the 3 couldn't be me. I wasn't talking about any woman of any other ethnicity. But like I said, then it hit me. This wasn't about them caping for white women. No. This was because I said something complimentary of black women. And that disdain that they have for our sisters just couldn't be controlled. Oh, they got to typing with their chest and their heart was racing. They was, oh, you done it now. The black woman. What about the black women? Oh, I forgot black women is God. And then the black women. And what about the black women? The black women do this. They didn't even hear the part where I said, our sisters weren't perfect and that I've had my battles with them and laid those battles out for them to go check for themselves. The fact that I stated facts, that we have our own woman, that she is going through the same shit plus some, and that she has always fought for us, all facts, triggered the fuck out of them. But I do have a question for the few who aren't too hurt to spin the block again. If you have left the community and you have a good woman and a better life elsewhere, why are you here? Like, I don't check the news anywhere outside of my community. I don't know what's going on in Mexico or Morocco or Thailand or Japan or Korea. I don't know what's going on over there. It's not my business. I'm not concerned with it. Why are you so invested in a community that you supposedly left, distance yourself from, and don't want shit to do with? But see, I know exactly what it is. It's okay. You need people like me so you can look and point and say, that's the bad guy. That's exactly what it is. You need to be able to look back and say, see, that's why I left, in order for you to feel comfortable and reassured about your decision. You need to try and convince other brothers that this is the way, so you're not standing on that mountain alone. But I'll stand on my mountain alone. But as y'all can see in the comments, I'm not alone. A lot of y'all are uncomfortable in your own skin. And I can't relate because I love being of my people and around my people. I love being exactly who I am, even though I was the butt of all kind of black jokes coming up. But I never felt less about myself because when I heard the way that black women talked about Taye Diggs and Stella got her groove back, yeah, the way they talked about Wesley Snipes and Blade, the way they talked about Tyson Beckford on that magazine cover, the way they talked about Morris Chestnut and The Best Man, I just knew that my women were going to love me. Whew, I knew they was going to love this chocolate. I had a black woman who was a complete stranger speak life into me, just passing on the sidewalk one day. I might owe the relationship I have with my wife to the confidence that she spoke into me that afternoon. Y'all upset because I spoke glowingly about that woman. You fucking right, because that's how I feel about her. Like I said, black women will always be number one for me. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But anyhow, to the young brothers out there, I've already laid it out. Laid out examples in the last video, laid out examples in this one. The decision is yours. Choose to be with whoever you want to be with. But if you choose that certain woman, just understand the type of risk you're putting yourself at. That's it.